In the quiet, pastoral landscape, where the sun casts a golden hue over rolling hills, a chilling sight emerges. A sheep, once a symbol of innocence, now bears a horrific wound, a grotesque testament to nature's darker side. This sheep, with its wool matted and stained, is the unfortunate host of a bee infestation that has spiraled into a nightmarish reality. As we draw closer, the sight is both shocking and fascinating. The wound, a gaping hole, is teeming with bees, their tiny bodies writhing in a chaotic dance of life and death. This is not merely a wound. It is a hive, a grotesque colony that has taken residence in the very flesh of this creature. The bees, drawn to the warmth and moisture of the sheep's body, have burrowed into its skin, creating a living nightmare. The infestation begins when a few rogue bees, perhaps in search of a new home, find their way into the soft, vulnerable flesh of the sheep. What starts as a minor irritation quickly escalates into a full-blown invasion as the bees multiply, feeding on the sheep's tissue and secreting a mixture of venom and enzymes that break down the flesh. The sheep, in its agony, becomes a grotesque host, a living hive that is both a marvel of nature and a horror to behold. As we delve deeper into this dark tale, we must confront the unsettling reality of nature's balance. The bees, while often seen as harmless pollinators, can become agents of destruction when their instincts lead them astray. This infestation serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the thin line that separates harmony from chaos. In the grand tapestry, in the heart of the Australian outback, where the sun blazes mercilessly and the air shimmers with heat, a scene unfolds that is both shocking and grotesque. Picture a kangaroo, a symbol of the wild, bounding gracefully across the rugged terrain. But today, this kangaroo is not leaping with its usual vigor. Instead, it is burdened by a horrific wound, a gaping hole in its side, oozing with a thick, dark substance. This is no ordinary injury. It is the result of a bee infestation, a phenomenon that is as fascinating as it is repulsive. As we delve deeper into this unsettling narrative, prepare yourself for a journey into the darker side of nature, where beauty and horror intertwine in a dance as old as time. The wound on the kangaroo is a grotesque testament to the power of nature's smallest creatures. Bees, often celebrated for their role in pollination and honey production, can also become agents of destruction. In this case, a colony of bees has taken up residence within the kangaroo's body, creating a hive that has burrowed deep into its flesh. The sight is enough to make even the most hardened observer recoil in disgust. The bees, driven by instinct and survival, have transformed this once majestic creature into a living host, a grotesque home for their burgeoning colony. The wound is not just a simple puncture. It is a festering mass, teeming with activity as the bees buzz and crawl, oblivious to the suffering they are causing. As we examine the wound more closely, we can see the intricate details of this dark symbiosis. The bees, with their tiny bodies and relentless determination, have created a hive that thrives on the kangaroo's flesh. The tissue around the wound is inflamed, a vivid red that contrasts sharply with the kangaroo's fur. Pus seeps from the edges, a foul-smelling mixture of blood and infection, while the buzzing of the bees creates a chilling soundtrack to this macabre scene. It is a stark reminder of the brutal realities of life in the wild, where survival often comes at a horrific cost. But how does such a bizarre infestation occur? In the quiet stillness of a sun-drenched pasture, a scene unfolds that is both captivating and grotesque. A majestic horse, once a symbol of grace and power, now bears the marks of a horrific encounter with nature's most industrious architect's bees. The sight is shocking, a stark reminder of the delicate balance between beauty and brutality in the animal kingdom. As we draw closer, the details of this unsettling tableau come into focus. The horse's flank is marred by a gaping wound, a gruesome hive embedded deep within its flesh, pulsating with the frantic energy of thousands of tiny, stinging creatures. This is not merely an injury. It is a battleground, a vivid illustration of the chaos that can erupt when nature's creatures collide. The wound, a grotesque amalgamation of blood and honey, tells a story of infestation that is as fascinating as it is repulsive. Bees, those seemingly innocuous pollinators, can become a nightmare when they invade the body of a larger animal. In this case, the horse has unwittingly become a host for a colony of bees, their hive nestled within the soft tissue, thriving in a grotesque symbiosis. The horse, oblivious to the horror festering beneath its skin, continues to graze, its every movement a painful reminder of the infestation that has taken root. The bees, driven by instinct, defend their home with a ferocity that belies their small size, ready to unleash a barrage of stings on any perceived threat. As we delve deeper into the science of this phenomenon, we uncover the chilling reality of bee infestations in larger animals. The process begins when a queen bee, seeking a new place to establish her colony, finds a suitable host. The horse, with its warm body and ample flesh, becomes an attractive target. The queen lays her eggs within the horse's tissue, and as the larvae hatch, they feast on the host's flesh, creating a hive that grows more complex and invasive. In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun blazes down and the air is thick with the scent of dry grass and dust, a chilling scene unfolds. A lion, the majestic king of the jungle, lies motionless beneath the shade of an acacia tree. But this is no ordinary lion. It is a creature marked by a horrific wound, a grotesque testament to nature's darker side. The gaping hole in its side, a festering hive of bees, pulsates with a life of its own, a gruesome reminder of the relentless cycle of life and death. As the camera zooms in, the viewer is drawn into a world where beauty and horror coexist, where the raw power of nature reveals itself in the most unexpected and unsettling ways. The wound, a gory amalgamation of flesh and buzzing insects, tells a story that is both fascinating and repulsive. The lion, once a symbol of strength and dominance, now finds itself at the mercy of a swarm of bees that have taken up residence in its very body. This infestation is not merely a nuisance. It is a parasitic invasion that threatens the lion's very existence. The bees, driven by instinct and the need to protect their queen, have burrowed into the lion's flesh, creating a hive that is both a sanctuary for them and a source of agony for the great beast. Each sting, each buzz, is a reminder of the fragility of life, a stark contrast to the lion's once formidable presence. These tiny creatures, often overlooked in their importance to the ecosystem, have a complex social structure that rivals that of many mammals. They communicate through intricate dances, share responsibilities, and work tirelessly to maintain their hive. Yet, in this instance, their industrious nature has turned into a weapon of destruction. The lion, a creature that once ruled the plains, is now a host to a colony of bees, a living testament to the harsh realities of survival in the wild. The bees, in their quest for survival, have unwittingly become the lion's executioners, a dark twist of fate that leaves us questioning the balance of nature. The infestation is not just a physical ailment. It is a psychological torment for the lion. Imagine the constant buzzing, the relentless stings, the feeling of being invaded by a force that is both foreign and familiar. The lion, a creature known for its fierce independence, is now reduced to a state of vulnerability, a stark reminder that even the mightiest can fall prey to the smallest. This grotesque scenario forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth about the natural world. It is not always a place of harmony and balance. Instead, it is a battleground where survival often comes at a horrific cost. As we observe this tragic spectacle, we cannot help but draw parallels to the human experience. Just as the lion is invaded by the bees, so too are we often besieged by forces beyond our control. In the quiet corners of suburbia, where the sun casts a warm glow on manicured lawns and children play, a dark tale unfolds, one that intertwines the innocent joy of a dog with the sinister sting of nature's most industrious creatures. Meet Max, a golden retriever with a heart as big as his appetite for adventure. But today, Max's playful spirit is overshadowed by a horrific wound, a gruesome testament to a beehive infestation that has turned his once joyful existence into a nightmare. As we delve into this unsettling story, prepare yourself for a journey that reveals the darker side of nature, where beauty and horror coexist in a delicate balance. Max's ordeal began innocently enough. One sunny afternoon, he ventured into the backyard, drawn by the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Little did he know that hidden among the petals was a hive teeming with thousands of bees, their buzzing a warning that went unheeded. In a moment of curiosity, Max approached the hive, his nose twitching with excitement. But the bees, fiercely protective of their home, unleashed a swarm of fury. The result was catastrophic, a horrific wound that left Max with a grotesque patch of swollen flesh, punctured by the remnants of countless stings. The sight is enough to make even the strongest stomach churn. The once vibrant fur, now matted and stained, the skin beneath a raw, angry red, resembling a battlefield after a fierce skirmish. As we examine the wound, we must confront the reality of bee infestations in domestic animals. Bees, while essential to our ecosystem, can become aggressive when their territory is threatened. In Max's case, the hive was not just a home for the bees. It was a fortress, and he was an unwitting intruder. The venom from bee stings contains a cocktail of proteins that can cause severe allergic reactions, inflammation, and, in some cases, even death. Max's body, overwhelmed by the onslaught, reacted violently. The swelling around the wound is a result of his immune system's desperate attempt to combat the foreign invaders. A biological response that, while fascinating, is also deeply unsettling. The aftermath of such an encounter is not just physical. In the desolate expanse of the Arctic, where the biting cold reigns supreme, a chilling tale unfolds, a tale that intertwines the majestic and the grotesque. Meet the polar bear, a creature often revered for its strength and beauty, now marred by a horrific wound that tells a story of nature's darker side. Once a symbol of resilience, now bears the scars of an unusual and disturbing infestation. A hive of bees has taken residence in its flesh. Yes, you heard that right, bees, those seemingly innocent pollinators, have turned this magnificent beast into a living host, a grotesque spectacle of nature's cruelty. As we delve deeper into this unsettling scenario, we find ourselves grappling with the reality of bee infestations in wildlife. The polar bear, with its thick fur and blubbery skin, is not the typical target for these buzzing marauders. Yet, in a bizarre twist of fate, a colony of bees has found a way to burrow into the bear's flesh, creating a hive that festers and pulsates with life. The sight is nothing short of horrific, swollen, oozing wounds where the bees have made their home, their incessant buzzing a haunting soundtrack to this macabre scene. The bear, in its confusion and pain, swats at the air, a futile attempt to rid itself of the tormentors that have claimed its body as their own. This infestation is not merely a freak occurrence. It is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of life and the often brutal realities of survival. The bees, driven by instinct to find a suitable nesting site, have unwittingly turned this bear into a living hive,